It's a very important question whenever you want to conduct the CFD, that what should be the reference quantities like the chord length, like the reference area, and especially I'm talking about these quantities for the aircraft simulation, full aircraft simulation. So for example, here you can see there are the different type of the aircraft and they have the different type of the wing geometries. And usually speaking, when you take the geometry of these cases, so the reference area, which is the area you require for the CD value or drag coefficient, lift coefficient, because on the numerator we have the lift force or drag force, and in the denominator we have the 1 upon 2 into density times the velocity square times the area, and that area is something like this one. And this is basically is the projection on the plane. So you just have to find out the area of these planes, and you will get the area of that reference plane. So this is the wing area you use for that purpose. But if you take a look on these shapes so far, in these cases, basically we when you want to find out the drag coefficient or lift coefficient, we will take the area as the frontal area. So in this case, this will be diameter. And if you're running the 2D case, then the depth would be equal to 1 meter or 1 unit. And but if you're running 3D case, then you have to take the ladder dimension as well. So if the third dimension is, let's say, is the 1 meter or 2 meter, and the diameter of that body is the d, which is maybe it's a 1. So this area would be equal to 1 into 1 or maybe 1 into 2 if the depth is 2. In a similar way, for this half circle or half sphere, if this is a 2D case, the area would be again same, because the frontal area is this one. This is the projected area of this semi-sphere or full sphere on the vertical plane, and so is the case for these different cases. And here the area would be this diagonal from the top end to the bottom end. For this triangle, this area would be equal to this height, and for this case, the length would be, or the length, because if you are assuming that the depth is a 1, so the area would be equal to this dimension into the 1, again so on. And also in these cases we are given the some references. For example, square root the d into b is its length in the third dimension, and in this case again it's a b into d. Here's a d, here's a d, and here's a d, which is the maximum height of this body. But whatever dimension you are taking, just be careful that those dimensions should be consistent in all your work. So if you are referring to some case, so just take the reference area which was quoted by the original provider of the data. And if you are making simulation, CFD simulation, or maybe some other experimental data, so in that case you should be taking same reference area to compute the CD, CL, something like that, so that we can have the similarities. So the first important point is that for the aircraft we are going to use the projection area on the plane. That is let's say if you make the plane just passing through the whole this aircraft, so this projection of this wing would be the projection area, and that area will be used as a reference area. But whatever you are going to do, there are two very important points. One is that, so first thing is that you should mention it explicitly in your report, so that if other person is going to make the comparison, so he should be using same area. And number two is that be consistent in that definition. So do not change that area again for some other purpose. So just make it same. And here we have some reference from the Leeham website. And so there are three methods basically. One is the trapezoidal definition of aircraft wing area. In that case, we just extend the line of the wing up to the center of the fuselage, so that these two lines from the two sides of the wing meet at some point. And similarly for the lower side, and just find out the area of this trapezoidal, and you get the area surface area. This is one definition. And in this case, you will ignore these areas. Second method is the Wimpress method, that is by the Boeing. And in this method, first we divide similarly like that this trapezoidal, And so first get this area and then get this triangle area. So for two sides, this will be the two trapezoidal, one on this side, one on this side. There are two triangles, one on this side, second on this side. And then we have this parallelogram. So there are two parallelograms from center, one and second is over here. So just take this area and then multiply that area by the length of this wing from the fuselage starting. That's one side of fuselage up to this point E, where we have the straight part of the wing, and then from this point we have some angular twist or the sweep up to the point F. So from C to E, so multiply this area of A, B, C, D by the CE, and then divide by the whole length of the C up to the F. So CF will be divided. So this area into CE divided by CF, and the area of this triangle, which is the area of CDE. And for the full aircraft, this will be twice of this area. And for trapezoidal, we have to get the area of this first trapezoidal on this side, then multiply by 2, so we get this whole area. Just add them up, you will get the wing press area. This might be slightly higher than the purely trapezoidal area. Then we have third definition, that is by the Airbus. In that case, basically up to fuselage we extend the lines, and then from here we just make a straight line. And similarly on the up to this slope we have the one line, then we just follow the wing and we make this area, and then you have to compute this whole area, and this will be definition of this wing reference area for that case. So whatever area you're going to use, so this will be maximum area, the second maximum area would be this one, and this will be least area, and difference might not be more than maybe 5%. So now I'm going to explain this on the DLR F6 model. This is same model. We especially the wing dimension, they are same for the all geometries which are used in the DLR F6 also. This DLR F1, F4 was used in the drag penetration workshop 1, and then for the subsequent workshops up to the 7, they are being used in the DLR F6, but they have the same wing dimension. So whatever you use the model, the reference area would be same for all these drag protection workshops arranged by the AIAA. So now I will go for this geometry in the AutoCAD, and I will get the area